Hey all, this is Jack from Intelligent Controls. I'm here today to show you how you can program your Cerbo for auto starting your generator. First, you need to have a 2-wire enabled generator and connect it to relay 1 on the Cerbo GX. The Cerbo relay is a normally open, normally closed relay. So you need to wire the 2 wires from your generator to the common and normally open ports. Next, you need to have your Cerbo GX connected to the internet, either via a hardwired Ethernet connection or a strong Wi-Fi connection. Now I will walk through the steps of configuring the Auto Gen Start remotely via the Victron Remote Management Portal. It's worth noting there are 2 ways of doing this. You can either go directly through the VRM portal and go to Remote Console, or you can navigate to the IP address and enter that directly into a search bar, and I'll show you how to get to the IP address here. You go to Settings, scroll down to Wi-Fi, or if you had Ethernet, you would click on the Ethernet tab, but here we have Wi-Fi, so we'll go through, click through Wi-Fi networks. That's the one we're connected to. Scroll down a bit, and you'll find the IP address. So you could directly just enter the IP address into the search browser, which is what we're going to do here. So now I'll go back to the device list. I will click on Settings, scroll down to Relay, all the way down at the bottom here. And for function on Relay 1, we'll click on Generator Start Stop, enable that. Click back into Settings, scroll up to Generator Start Stop, and make sure we have the Auto Start functionality enabled. Now that we have it enabled, we'll scroll down to Settings, and here's where we can start customizing what conditions we're going to start the generator on. So for this example, we're going to start the generator based on state of charge. So I'll click through Conditions. There's a bunch of options here. For state of charge, you're going to click on Battery SOC, enable it at the top here, and then the settings below is where we can get custom. So for this example, we're going to start the generator when the battery stage of charge is lower than 30%. Make sure you click on the bottom right on the check mark. We're going to stop the generator when battery state of charge is higher than, we'll go 95%. Click on the check mark again. And I'll also mention, if say you're sleeping in a motorhome and you don't want to run the generator at night, there's a setting called quiet hours. Here I'll enable it just for this example. We'll enable quiet hours, and then it asks you for time. We'll keep the quiet hours standard for what it's at right now, 2100, and then quiet hours end at 6. And now that we have quiet hours enabled, if you go back to conditions, there are particular state of charge readings for quiet hours. So say the batteries are getting dangerously low, let's say all the way down to 15%. And even if it's the middle of the night, you want to make sure your batteries aren't getting damaged and that they'll be ready for the next day. So let's go 15%. And then stop value during quiet hours, you don't want to run it until they're all the way topped up, because that means you probably wouldn't sleep that night. We'll go to, let's say 45%. Click enable. And now there's a lot of conditions, like I mentioned, to program this generator auto start. This is just one example. So if you have more questions about different options, please feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.